Internet out here is wild. I'm in Northern Ontario in Muskoka, and it's like weak. Like people are just hanging up here. They're not working, and the internet is weak. I don't know. We got to get like Starlink going more places up here or something like.
Well, you better contact, Elon and tell him you need better Starlink so you can have better internet.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
Uh,
The low bandwidth signal went away. I think we're
okay.
good. I think we're good.
It's
Where are you
interesting.
guys?
I'm in
Where are you guys
Wisconsin.
based? Oh, cool. I'll
And
be there in
I'm
like a week or so.
I know.
Mm,
I'm excited.
that's cool.
That's
Cool.
why I
I
was
didn't
like,
know.
I told Chris, I'm like, oh yeah, the Pop 2000 thing is coming to my like area. I'm only like a 30-ish minute drive. And I'm like, wonder if someone on that tour will come on. I'm like, let's get in touch with someone. And that someone was you.
Oh, that's how this came about. Oh, that's awesome. Is that the one with All for One that's going to be on that show?
Yes.
I'm not.
And
I'm
the
like
funny thing
pretty
is,
excited about that.
I grew up in the town of Oconomowoc. And when I was like a junior in high school, O-Town played my high school.
No way.
So it was O-Town in O-Town. We won some contest online for some radio station.
What class are you? Like, if you don't mind me,
I
like
graduated in 2002. We're
me
pretty much the
too.
same age, yes.
Because I was gonna say that was like O Town heyday.
I'm a month older than you
No way.
because I'm October and I think you're November, right?
Yeah. Okay. Fall babies of the O2 class. That's cool.
Right?
Because I feel like a lot of people in our like calendar area ended up graduating like a year before, but our parents were like, no, we're holding these two back. They can
Yeah, I
see they're
know. I
getting
feel like
strong.
I feel like I was an older kid when I graduated. Like I was
That's
closer to
oh,
like
that's what I mean.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like 19 when I
Yeah.
graduated or something like that. Felt like I got held
Yeah.
back, but I didn't.
No, because we were 18 most of our senior year. We weren't
Yep,
like we were only 17 for like a month or two.
it's
Big
true.
dogs walking around campus.
Apparently, I wish I was that big of a dog, but I was not. I was a
Big
bit of a
dog
loner.
inside.
I was a bit of a loner.
Well,
Yep, Chris
look
is
at you now.
younger. Chris is younger than
Yeah, only
us.
only 2 years. You make it sound like I'm a little baby.
Well,
Class of '04, we'll
Yep.
allow it.
Yep.
I'll allow it.
We'll allow it. We were all in there together.
Summer summer baby, but I always like figuring out like the -9 months thing, right? So the October, November time, y'all were Valentine's babies.
Yeah, I
Probably.
like thinking about that too, which is funny. And only recently did I do that math, and I was like, okay, okay, you know.
I never asked my parents if they got
I didn't either.
together around that time if I was actually a Valentine's baby.
I didn't either. I wonder if I should. I wonder if they remember.
Are
I
you
should
prepared
ask
for the
them.
answer is the
I don't
question.
know. I don't know.
Who
But
knows?
I mean, I guess it's also we're also doing the 9 month thing, assuming that the only time our parents hooked up was on Valentine's Day, as opposed to like, they were young and maybe it was happening quite a bit between January and March. But it's funny that we're like, but had to be Valentine's Day night. Had to be that night.
Well, there is all those other questions too, like were you an early baby? Were you late?
Mm, I was late,
So
actually.
you don't know.
That's true.
We'll never know. We'll never
That's
know our
true.
true conception date.
I'm gonna be like, when was I conceived and was I an accident? Be honest. And so I ask him.
I just told my wife we were just on a trip and I just told her I'm pretty sure the only 2 times my parents slept together were when we were conceived because I cannot not that I don't think, it could happen, but if you saw my parents' dynamic, it would make sense. Um,
Well, you don't like thinking
Are
about
they
that
still
about your
together?
parents.
yeah, they're still together. No, yeah, you don't like thinking about that with your parents, but it's more than that. Like I've come to accept it. I mean, they've done it. I'm here. So is my sister, but um, I don't know if you saw their dynamic. It's like there's no way outside of these 2 times.
What do you
And one
mean?
of
Like
them
they're
had to
are
have been
they
drunk.
what do you mean? What's their dynamic? Because I mean they're still together, so that's kind of romantic.
I'll save this story for when we're done recording at the end. I have my reason, but I'm not gonna blast it.
Wait, so have you guys not walked in? I think I definitely walked in on my parents doing it at some point when I was a kid, which was
Mm.
horrible, and
I
I'll
don't I
never
don't
forget it.
remember doing that, and I feel like I would have been scarred for life.
It's like a toughie, you know,
Hmm.
and it's nobody's fault. It's just, it is what it is. And so I didn't talk about it in therapy. So I'm talking about it on the Jam XP podcast right now. But yeah, I guessing Chris didn't walk in on his parents at any point.
No, no,
Yeah,
I was the first person like the first person I ever saw my dad kiss was a friend from high school. Never my mom. So there's that.
What do you, no way.
Yeah.
Wow, that is wild. That is wild. And yet they're still together, you know? So it does make me think that like maybe there's something to like people burning hot and quick as opposed to like a slow smolder over the years, you know? I
never
don't
know.
know. That's interesting.
Hot and
That's
quick. That was my
interesting.
nickname in high school.
Was it really, Chris?
Maybe.
I don't know. You tell me. What was my nickname on the website we met on?
I don't
What?
remember.
You guys
Oh yeah,
met in high
so
school?
no, we've never met in person. She's in Wisconsin. I'm in upstate New York. There's
Cool.
a debate on how we met. We don't remember, but we're pretty sure. Do you remember the website Hot or Not?
That does sound familiar. Yeah.
It was a website that you rated people whether or not they were hot or not.
And I'm pretty sure that's how we met
What?
each other.
Wait, are you serious?
And then we were MySpace friends after that. So
Yeah. Yeah, like on that website
Like you're like, wait,
you couldn't put contact
what?
info. So what people would do is they would like randomly capitalize letters in their profile to be their AIM messenger name. And so you would like decode what was in there and shoot them a message because otherwise you had to pay. And this was the early days of the internet. This was like 2003, 2004. Nobody's paying for a dating membership. Like, no.
Whoa. Wait, you guys have known each other that long?
yes.
Wait,
Yeah.
how long ago was this?
Well, we're thinking you don't you think it's like 2004, Chris?
Yeah, it would have been like right as MySpace
And
was
you've never
also.
met in person?
No.
Nope.
He's wrapping his head around
Wow,
that.
that's so cool. Don't ever meet. I feel like you should never, like, it's gone on so long now. What's it, 20 years? It's crazy.
I feel like 21 years.
21 years. Holy shit, that makes me feel old.
Wait, so have you guys been doing this podcast the whole time, or what was
No,
your dynamic before this? Like,
we've
just
been doing
like
the
internet
podcast now
friends?
for 2 years. It was 2 years in
Yeah.
July.
And she used to have a online music magazine back in like the mid 2000s
Early mid
um
2000s, yeah.
that I kind of followed. We were friends on MySpace. And
Cool.
like 2.5 years ago, she posted like thinking of like doing the music like online magazine but a podcast, and like jokingly I commented being like, need a co-host, lol. And she's like, actually I was thinking about you for that reason.
Oh
And
man.
that's how it came to be, just a complete joke of a comment, and here we are.
No way.
Yep.
Chris,
Hot and quick,
it's like we have
coming in
been
fast.
interviewed. We're being interviewed apparently.
No, I know I'm gonna be turns,
on
but this is fascinating. I had no, I mean, yeah, that's why, I mean, why would I know? But that's
on
so interesting.
it's like on this episode of Gem XP Reversed. uh
Yeah. You didn't
oh,
know, but maybe the audience needed this, me interviewing you guys. This is like so
Maybe.
fascinating.
maybe
Wow. That's really cool. That's really, really cool and interesting. The internet's a wild place.
Well, we're gonna meet someday.
someday. There's
Maybe.
there's there's an ongoing shtick that we're gonna put together some sort of concert in Cincinnati because it's about halfway between us. Although it really is not halfway between us. That we're just gonna put on a show in Cincinnati, and like a bunch of people we interview, we invite them to come play, and we'll have a big old show. We would have to take a Wayne's
That
World
would,
approach on that though. Like if you book it, they will come.
yeah. I think that's very possible. Is Cincinnati between you guys? Not like Cleveland or something?
I think
I don't
Where
Cleveland
know.
is. We could.
Cleveland
where
We're.
upstate
probably
are
is
you?
closer.
I'm in Syracuse.
You know what's between you guys? My hometown of London, Ontario. That's actually between you guys, to be honest. The metropolis of London, Ontario, the music hotbed. That's between you. No, that's really cool. Yeah, you guys should do that.
He's trying to get us to come to Ontario, Chris.
Yeah.
I'd
Or
have to get a
the
passport.
internet's not great, but you don't have a passport?
No.
Do you have? Do you at
Actually,
least have like an enhanced license?
Yeah, I have that.
Well, then you can
I
go.
can't fly to Orlando without it.
No,
no, I think
not
you need
not
a
the
passport
real,
now.
not the real ID. Like
Oh, that's
there's
all I have.
if you live on like in a state that borders Canada, most of those states have like an enhanced license where it'll allow you to drive into
Well,
Canada
I
without a
don't border
passport.
Canada. I border Michigan.
You don't border Canada? Wait, Wisconsin?
Wisconsin doesn't border at all?
I don't think so. There's a
All right,
lake in between.
I'm who
Can you
cares about the
Google
damn
it?
lake? You can
Superior.
it's still
Lake
a border.
Superior?
Is
All right.
are the Great Lakes international waters technically? Like if you're in the middle of the Great Lakes?
I don't know.
No, I think there's like a hard line.
Chris is
Okay.
looking.
Oh
He's
crap. You're right. Well, okay, so yeah, you're right. You border theoretically Michigan and Minnesota.
yeah.
Wisconsin doesn't touch Canada.
Nope.
Wow.
Unfortunately, I do not touch Canada.
But does it touch a body of water that touches Canada? Wouldn't it be cool if it was
It
international waters, like a
does.
bunch of casino boats right in the middle of the Great Lakes or something?
Lake
That'd be
Superior.
sweet.
Like
Oh.
crazy pirate ships, like floating Vegases with just like, you know, gambling and prostitutes and fireworks or whatever's illegal. I don't know. That would be cool.
It would be.
Uh,
Can just have a good old time.
Now
Yeah,
that's a
I think it would
Gem
add some
experience.
spice to the Great Lakes because we don't think of the Great Lakes as being like, oh shit, the Great Lakes, where shit gets crazy. But
We'll change that. Gem
yeah, we
XP is going to
could.
change that.
With one little designation switch, you could really make the Great Lakes like something wild. I don't know how we got off on that, but I've been in the sun a lot today. I forgot.
So yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me. This has been already fascinating, and I don't even think we started. And I'm like
We
so into
haven't, but
this.
you know what? It's funny. We keep everything in. We don't really edit a lot because we
Great.
like our interviews and our podcast stuff to be as real as possible.
I love that. I love
Because
that.
who wants to sit there and edit for hours just to cut certain little things out? I'm like, no. People can skip ahead if they want, you know?
Yep.
That's what
Yep.
fast forward's
Who
for.
would have skipped ahead this intro? I mean, so many fascinating things touched upon. They might have to skip ahead the rest of my story from now on, but the intro, I think that got them. Your guys' story, I mean, man, that got me.
It got him. So
Talking about parents hooking up, talking about early 2000s high schoolers. Okay, for real, for real.
for real, for real. So if you could just introduce yourself to everyone listening or watching, that would be fabulous.
Well, I'm Tyler Hilton. I'm from Southern California, and now I live in Ontario, Canada. And I'm a musician and an actor and do a bunch of stuff around. Now a children's book author, as
Oh,
it
a
turns
children's
out.
book author. I think I remember seeing
Um,
that on Instagram.
yeah, I like just author. I mean, I went to this author convention earlier this year, and I jokingly say that because it was an actual authors convention where all these authors were meeting press, and these were like real authors, not but like real authors. My children's book fits on like one page if it's not double spaced. Do you know what I mean? The whole book, because it's
Right.
like a kid's book. And these people wrote like thousands of pages about dragon love stories and whatever people are writing books about. And anyway, but I'm an author. Can't take that
You're
away
an
from me.
author. Can't take it away. I'm not an author, even though Chris and I talked about this more recently, that I have a random binder that I have old poems I wrote back in like middle school. printed out in
Um,
it. And I'm like, they're terrible.
are they? That's cute though.
We'll
Man, does
see.
it
We'll
get
see.
any
I'll show Chris
realer?
some of them.
Does it get any realer though than middle school emotions? I mean, that shit was probably so raw, you know? I mean, whether you could put into, I bet there's some gems in there for sure. I actually wouldn't mind mining some of that for like songs because I just, something about like a early pubescent brain just trying to put the puzzle pieces together of what is going on is just with their limited experience, you know, but their desperation, like it's so beautiful. That's why, not to get off, but I really do feel like so many people's first albums are so great because I feel like so much of rock and roll is just like this, or you know, rock and roll, which I just mean like chaotic, youthful music or whatever, is just like amateurs trying to turn that into a sound, and that is so magical to me. You know, I mean, good music is great too, and people get better as they get older, but something about that struggle in the beginning is so fun. It reminds me of your middle school poetry book, you know, but.
Yeah, I would say that's true though. There are a lot of like, albums that are bands' first albums that are just amazing and nothing compares to them.
You
Yeah,
mean like Take This to Your Grave by Fall Out Boy and they just went downhill from there?
I didn't follow them as much, but is that true to them too?
That's going to
Wasn't
be
didn't, didn't they have an album before that?
no, they had an EP,
Oh, an
but
EP.
I'm not gonna count an
You're not
EP
counting
of
the
like five
EP.
songs. They definitely took advantage of the whole MySpace thing and like promoting their music on MySpace and getting it out there. Um, but no, yeah, I think Take This to Your Grave was their first one.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that was their
I'm
first full length. Yes. Were you gonna
I'm
say
like a
something?
big oh no, I was gonna say something about Fall Out Boy, but then I got over it. But then I was thinking about I I kind of think sometimes like Kings of Leon are like kind of like maybe like one of my favorite bands for some reason. I don't know why I can't defend it. I just they're like up there with like I don't know, like Weezer was like that for me too. Like just like where like I liked every record, but like I was just recently listening to speaking of EP and their first record, like the first EP of Kings of Leon, and I was like, man, this is such a good example of that. Like just total mayhem, just like youthful mayhem. And I thought they got good too as they got older, but anyway. And I mean, same thing with Coldplay. I think I think of Weezer the same way, where you listen to those first records and you're like, whoa, like so cool. I don't know. I mean, those bands in particular really Cake. I don't know why like that. I was thinking about them recently, and I was like, why don't we bring up Cake more? Like they're so good, so good. And anyway, and their first record to me was like every track on there a banger. You know,
Yeah. I saw them
we don't.
live once for New Year's. It was a New Year's Eve show.
How was it?
It was good. It was good. I had a friend, he's a juggler and he juggled beforehand and broke both
Okay,
his feet.
Is this
on
Marcus?
that
Yeah,
show,
Marcus. Yeah,
but
before
but
that
what was
show. He was riding
no
like a 10-foot or 12-foot unicycle and he thought it'd be a good idea to just, drop off of it. And he broke both his feet. He didn't know until after the show when they were like starting to swell.
No way. But probably just so hyped up because you're like, how often do you get to open for Cake as a juggler? I mean, how often are I started trying to juggle in sixth grade and I was like, this is so cool. And then I realized really quickly that like it wasn't cool. And I started playing guitar like in seventh grade, or I thought that because it's pretty much just for chicks, you know what I mean? Like you're just kind of showing off. But the fact that he like, if I had known that that was an option, like, yeah, maybe I'll open for Cake one day, like I probably would have stuck with
Right?
it.
I never got into juggling, but do you remember those things that I think they were called devil sticks?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that was a
Yeah, I
thing.
got really good at that and talk about a talent that went absolutely nowhere.
Dang.
I mean, between that and like Pogs, like
Hogs,
my talents
man.
are wasted.
Yep.
Dude, for a
Tech
second
decks.
there, it was like, dang, look at that slammer. Like, and then gone. Like, it's just like, oh my God, that was
Pogs
such a
were the thing
moment.
in middle school.
And it was like right in the height of like that 90s like peace and hippie renaissance where everything was like yin yangs and like aliens. of all
Yeah, a lot of
things. Like
aliens. Why?
that was a time.
It was a time. I didn't quite understand that time fully until I, I didn't really understand my youth actually until I saw that, that, Woodstock 99 documentary. And then I was like, wow, so much about my high school experience. And before that makes sense. Seeing those acts again and then seeing how unexpected all that was to the promoters and just seeing what a weird, angry time that was coming out of kind of a hippy dippy alien. It just happened quick, this like aggressive thing, you know? I don't really even know like fully what I'm saying, but I just felt like that documentary really like answered a lot of questions for me.
Yeah,
Um,
that
you know,
documentary sure pointed their finger at Fred Durst a lot, which I
yeah,
think I think a lot of people pointed their finger at Fred Durst during
yeah.
that time. But I mean, it was
But
Fred
it
Durst.
was
What
like
they
that whole kid,
expect? Like,
like Kid Rock, Fred Durst, like
yeah.
Eminem, like a lot of like aggressive corn, like just it got intense there for a second. You know, even the ballads were like "Good Mama, when I'm around," like the ballads were so like aggressive and angry too. You know, it was like, but I don't know what we were all so bummed about. I don't even think we'd like invaded Iraq or anything yet. There was no war or anything. Maybe that's why we were just antsy for some shit to go down. Like men were just I don't know. I don't know what was we were so antsy about then. But
What was going on? That was 99.
yeah, 99, like what was going on in the late 90s? Like Kosovo or something? Like did we like was that a big deal?
I don't
Like
remember when Kosovo.
I just remember we had like a bunch of like
99.
Yugoslavian kids came into our class and stuff, and we're like, oh, cool, you know, and they were like had stories of war, and we were like, oh, whoa, that's going on. But I don't remember it being like, you know, us invading Iraq or whatever, where it's like we're there, you know. I
Let's
don't know.
let's see. Top news of 1999.
We should ask
Clinton's.
like ChatGPT, like, why were we
Oh,
all so angry? Oh, what?
all right. So we had the Clinton impeachment trial.
Okay.
We had Columbine. You were
Mm.
right. Kosovo. Wow.
Yeah.
And concerns about Y2K. Um, which
But I mean, like all in all, like a pretty privileged time. Like I mean, those are all
mm,
like a civil war in the Balkans or wherever that. I don't know if that's right or was it something like that. And I don't mean to. Yeah, I guess I gotta be careful. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, but like you know, a president, you know, like hooking up with the chick, like a downer, but you know, in hindsight, and just not a lot to
There wasn't
justify.
anything too crazy going on, I guess.
no. Oh, Napster and Blogger were released. What were we angry about? We had Napster. There's nothing to be angry about. It's free music.
I'm sure LimeWire came
Yeah.
out too.
And Harry Potter and the
Yeah.
Prisoner of Azkaban was released.
That's what happened.
The
It was
Prisoner of
all about the
Azkaban.
Harry
We
Potter.
were all like, enough of this.
Give me the
I don't
wizardry.
know.
Give me
I
the
don't know.
wizardry.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what happened, but
I'm a Ravenclaw.
a Ravenclaw. Oh, from Harry Potter?
Hmm.
Did you actually take the
Shoot.
test?
I did.
Oh,
I took it multiple times and I still got Ravenclaw.
you didn't want to be
No,
Ravenclaw?
I love Ravenclaw. I just
Okay.
wanted to double check that I was still a Ravenclaw.
What's a Ravenclaw? Like, what makes you a Ravenclaw?
There's different like aspects of like confidence and other things. I don't remember.
That's cool.
Because
That's
it was
cool.
Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Slytherin, and Ravenclaw. So if you want to know what house you are for Harry Potter, go online. There's a test.
Yep.
Guys, I mean,
Wizardingworld.com.
depending on how long this goes on, I hope that maybe we take it at some point during this thing. I don't know what they are, but I just hope I'm not Hufflepuff because that just doesn't sound as cool as the other ones. But
My husband's a
Yeah,
hopefully,
Hufflepuff, but it's a
Hufflepuff,
badger.
they're not bad. They're like they're just more what's the word I'm looking for? Like mild mannered, well behaved,
oh, oh, that's cool. I
kind of
like
hang
that.
out. Yeah.
I don't mind being a Hufflepuff.
Well, you're gonna have to
This
take the test and find out.
Yeah, I will. More to come. Okay, I'll check it out. We went to this Christmas village up here like last week. They do a Christmas in July, like a Santa's summer cottage up here, and I took my daughter and they like give you your elf name and it was the craziest stuff ever. I want to say I was like Sugar Plum Soggy Bottom or something was my elf name, and I was like, God,
Have
that's unbelievable.
Have you seen the news outtake where they introduce one of the casters with her elf name and she seems super offended? She's like, "What is that? My stripper name?" And
They all sound like stripper names. It's
but
so funny.
she completely misheard what they had called her. It's great. If you can find that, it's a great clip.
Newscaster bloopers are just truly one of the best things out there. I don't know what it is about the high wire act of being on live TV. You're supposed to be kind of serious. You're ostensibly talking about the news, and stuff just goes wrong. That's just fun. I don't know why, but I agree. So I love those reels where it's like 2 hours of live news bloopers. I'm like, ah.
The best
Anyway.
kind of doom scroll for you.
Oh yeah. So I think the question you had was introduce yourself, and now we're here. So my bad. That's
Well, you did mention that you started playing guitar when you were like 7, you said.
yeah, oh, yeah. I guess somewhere around there. Yeah.
So you were definitely a musician before you were an actor. What made you
Yeah.
decide to become like an actor slash musician, you know?
So I was gonna be a musician no matter what. Like my family are all musicians. Like I I was into music like really early. Like I was, it was like not only was I born with it, and I think that way, I'm not great at a lot of things, but it comes really natural to me, and a lot of people's brains are like that. But I also was from a family that was not only fostered, but like super encouraged and borderline like that's what you're gonna do. So like there was no question that that's what I was gonna do. It was just in what capacity, like was I gonna be whatever. Like I applied for colleges, like going into film composition, but I might have done like whatever side guy stuff or a songwriter. I would have done something in music or a music teacher because a lot of my family were teachers as well. So that was going to be the way that was, and I was always kind of learning some different instrument, or I was always in band. Like none of that stuff was weird, and my family played a lot of music together. Like when we were all together, my uncles, they were sidemen. They were signed in bands at the time. They played with Fleetwood Mac and were signed to George Harrison's label. So there was always like lore around, and we were always playing a lot of music together, and nobody was taking it easy on me or the other cousins. Like it was like being from a football family. Like that was just there was no kid gloves. Everyone was just, you know. Um so I was just doing that. And then acting was kind of like a hobby. Like I also really took to theater and I loved it in school, but that was always just for fun because I guess like kind of a ham, and I always thought it was fun to do that kind of stuff. And so I ended up in a high school that and had an amazing theater program because of this woman who had taken it over a few years before. So it was crazy. Like everyone in this program, while she had taken it over, her name was Sherry Wallenberg. Were winning awards and all this stuff, and I got into theater there, and she ended and I ended up winning a bunch of awards too, like going to this national Shakespeare competition in New York. And she was like, um, that was kind of more lucky for me because I was into it, but I ended up and same thing in middle school. I ended up in this middle school. I moved around a lot, and I just so happened to end up in these different schools that had like great theater departments, and I like really took to it. So that was just like kind of for fun for me. Um, And I always thought growing up that I would love to do plays at one point. Like it'd be fun to be in a play, like Dad's in a play or something. And my grandpa would do these local like community theater things and my uncles would. And I always thought it was like so fun that they would do that and we'd go see them. It wasn't professional, but they just did that kind of stuff. And I just thought I would. But I didn't think I was going to do it for a living. Music seemed like way more feasible. Being an actor for a living was like, how do you even do that? Like, how do you be in movies and stuff? Like, I don't know. None of us were doing that in my family. But then it just so I happened into it because of music, and I think because of my training or whatever, because of my background, like it wasn't the craziest thing once I got there. Um, but as I got into like Walk the Line, I auditioned to be an extra in that as like a background musician, and they had me read lines as Elvis, and then I got into the movie. And same thing with One Tree Hill. I just came on to be, those are my first two things, and I just came on to like promote my single, and they had me read some lines. And both times I had to call my high school acting teacher and be like, I don't remember how to do this. Like, what am I doing again? Like, I'm so in music world now, and I tour, and I was recording, I was signed, like, and she just kind of helped me be like, because all of a sudden I was in a world of actual actors, like the kids on One Tree. I mean, Walk the Line is what it is. Like Walking Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon were heavy hitters when I was working with them, and they've since just gone even crazier. They were so pro and so good. I was like, oh my God, like talk about like just upping your game. But all the kids in One Tree Hill, truly the same way. Like every one of them, they weren't just like pretty faces, they were like actors. And I think that's why that show is still so popular. Like they took it really seriously. They were really good. Had gotten into the business to be actors. They weren't just like hot kids that wanted to be. There wasn't even social media then. So the only reason you got into acting was because you were into it, kind of a thing. And so I was just surrounded by people that I was like, oh my God, I am so over my head. Um, and it forced me to kind of just get there. And then luckily I've been able to like keep doing it. And in some ways, like I've done even more acting stuff. I had more success there than I have with music. So you never know. But all just to say, like, definitely like a musician turned actor, not because one's cooler than the other or I care. Just that's the way it was with me.
Yeah. Well, you played a musician on One Tree Hill. Do you think that being on One Tree Hill helped boost your music career?
Yeah, yeah, hugely. And there was a lot of things like that I didn't really get at the time. Like I said no to a lot of things. Like I was getting a lot of acting opportunities, and I was like, no, because I'm trying to focus on my music. I thought like a lot of that kind of stuff would be cheesy and would hurt my music career. So I didn't know what I was doing, but it was that weird time where I think reality TV was starting to come out. I was sensitive about looking like I was just trying to be famous. I really wanted to like make it about the music, and so doing things like One Tree Hill was really uncomfortable for me, especially like as a musician promoting my own music. I was like, this feels so like I don't know, but I took a chance and did I'd said no to so many other things with the label to my detriment. Like I was dumb and they were right. And but on this one I was like, okay, I'll try it. I'll do an episode. And I had so much fun and they were totally right. And it like totally launched my music career. I never would have guessed that. And it's like something I'm still able to tour on and talk about like worldwide. Like that show blew up and
Hmm.
continues to blow up. Like it gets bigger and bigger. It's so weird. I mean, not weird, but of all the great shows out there, you never know. And so fun and
Yeah.
so lucky that I did it, I guess.
Yeah, and now I believe I found you had covered the song Missing You. What made you choose that song specifically to cover? Was there a special connection there?
I love that song, and I think the boring answer is the creator of the show was really into music and he had some great ideas for things like that. And he might have suggested it. Or we were talking about songs that would be cool covers to do. And, or maybe he wanted that song. I can't remember how it came about, but it was definitely for the show. And I think they wanted that song over a scene, something. He and I ended up talking about it, and then I ended up recording it. He was like, "Do you want to try recording this?" And the cool thing is originally my part was supposed to be played by Butch Walker. I don't know if you guys know who he is.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Great musician and turned producer writer. Um, and he wasn't able to do my part, so the part of Chris Keller or whatever. So they wanted me to be on the show doing something because they liked the song of mine, and they thought, well, maybe this will work for Tyler to play this part. Um, then anyway, when I wanted to record that song, the creator, someone was like, "What if we see if Butch will produce it for you and work with you on it?" Which was so cool. At the time, he was big, but not like that big. He was just like a guy who had a couple songs on the show that we all really liked. So I actually worked with Butch Walker on that, and I was really into using my own band because I was really close with my touring band, and they were so good. Um, and they he was like, okay, like bring your buddies in here and we can like record this song. And we like thought he was the coolest guy ever, and he was so great, and we recorded that song with him. Incidentally, that band that I was so excited to bring in with me, and they were all so young, is now Kelly Clarkson's house band. That pretty much the whole band on her TV show. And I'm like, I told you, like these guys are so, which is really fun. But yeah, so yeah, so that's how that came about with Missing You. Yeah.
Love
So
it. And
they're not your band anymore.
No, because I didn't. I ended up touring acoustic forever, and they,
Ah,
obviously they got to take other gigs and stuff,
well,
and
they
then
got to
they
make
all,
money too.
yeah, and I mean, like they're killing it on the show with her. It's so fun. In
no,
fact, Jocko, the guitar player, is who I do all my producing with, and he and I do all the film composing too. So we did my wife's movies together, and we're doing her TV show right now, and he's like the guitar player on her show. So when he's not with her, um, yeah, he's been my guitar player since I was like 18 or 19, and our families grew up playing together. That's how I met him. Is we were like our families were playing together. So cool, like musical vibe, cool connection.
yeah, now to kind of circle into your own music, as opposed to that. I actually really liked the cover. But so one of my favorites on your most recent EP is Sunday Afternoon.
Mm.
Can you just kind of tell us what went into writing that song? Because when I listened, it really sounded like a deep level of love, but in a way that's like it's the little things that normally people overlook that are like more the foundation of a relationship, but you don't notice it. At least that's what I
Yeah,
heard when I listened.
yeah. We, it's funny. Like Jocko and I wrote that song a while ago, and we had finished the music to um, Megan's movie, My Old Ass. I don't know if you guys saw that, the Aubrey Plaza movie, and um, we had done this whole score in LA with a bunch of strings and clarinets, and we were just like in this whole other world. And we actually had like a week left or something on our time together, and we had pretty much finished everything. And we were like, "Do you want to just like take this mood that we're in and record some of these songs we'd written, and make this little like end of summer EP?" At the time, I thought I was not going to tour anymore because I just become a dad, and I thought I was just gonna kind of do movie music and chill because I didn't want to leave the kids. But so I just kind of did this mellow EP and these mellow versions of these songs because I didn't think I'd have to tour on them, and I thought they would just be cool vibes, like just. And the song is like, yeah, about like romantic love, but also about like, love of a child as well, and just kind of this like simple, easy thing. But that's how we ended up recording that, and then shortly after that, like I ended up doing a couple shows and they sold out real quick. And Megan and I talked, and I was like, shoot, I think I should go back out on the road and like just see. I don't know. I hadn't toured in like 6 years because of the pandemic, and I just figured it was over and I was going to move on to something else. But it has been wild. And I've been on the road pretty much straight for the last year. You can never guess it. I never know what's going to happen next with me. It's so random. But now I'm like about to go on another like world tour starting in September. And I'm like, well, of course, right after the record I put out, because I'm never touring again, is when I start touring more than I ever have in my life. Like, it's like what? I, d- I can't guess it. But yeah,
Now,
that's how we did that song.
I want a sidebar. So, did you meet your wife on Charlie Bartlett
Yeah.
on set? Yeah.
not only that, but like there's this scene in the movie where I pick her up on a date with flowers, and that was the first day of filming and the first day I met her. So it's crazy that like the first day we met it happens to be like on film, and then like two people exist because of that. You know what I mean? Like it's so wild how that goes
Was
down.
it
But
like love at first sight?
I think so. I feel like when I saw her picture initially, I was like, I don't know. There's just something about her that I was like so drawn to, and I don't know why. Because beauty is beauty and pretty is pretty, and there's a lot of that. So it's not like just like, oh, she was beautiful. It's just like something I don't know, and the fact that we, you know, stayed together and we were long distance forever. She was a local from Canada, and I like lived in Nashville at the time, and we just kind of kept making it happen. And the crazier thing is that like I had like my agent had been pitching me for that movie for a while, and they were like, "No, he looks too much like a Backstreet Boy. Like he's not right for this drug dealer in this movie." And she kept trying to get me in as an audition for it. And then I randomly, at the end of some promo I did for One Tree Hill, we were doing this mall tour, and there was a hairstylist place in the mall. And I asked Sophia Bush, I was like, hey, we don't have any press after this. Will you shave my head into a mohawk just for fun? Because I was like going to be running the LA Marathon soon. And I was like, it'd be fun to run it with a mohawk. So she did it and we laughed and we were like, oh my God, you have a mohawk. And then I realized I called my agent and I was like, oh my God, I didn't think this through, but I have a mohawk now. So like, I don't know if that's going to work for any auditions. And she was like, you are not going to believe this, but there is one audition in the world that this might work for, and it's this movie I keep pitching you for, but they think you look like a Backstreet Boy. Send me a picture of you with a mohawk, and let me see if I can get you an audition for this drug dealer. And they took me, and I got an audition because of it. Just randomly did my head into a mohawk, and now like I have kids because of that. You know, just like what?
It's like totally meant to be.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
why did I shave my head into like that's
It's
so dumb.
crazy how
You
life
know,
works out sometimes.
I know, and like I don't have. When I like think things through, they don't go well. But when I do dumb shit like that, then like life happens the way it's supposed to. But anytime I'm like, let me think about it. I don't know if that's smart, you know, that or I think that's a smart thing. It's like never is, but just those spur of the moment crazy things, it's like that's life doing what it does or something. Like, I don't know. Weird.
Now, circling back, I am curious too. What are your favorite songs from your EP that came out in 2024?
I like when it rains a lot. Um, I like Late Summer Light a lot. Late Summer Light's like one of my like favorite songs I've like ever written. And I did this live version of it when we were on tour in Australia, and they released it on Spotify and iTunes and all that. And I really like it. Um, yeah, and I think I'm gonna. I think some of those I'd re-record for my next full-length record that I'm working on now. Um, like more full band versions of. But yeah, I really like the I play When It Rains like pretty much every night on tour. I really like it. It's like a really nice moment, I think. And but yeah, those are my favorites.
Yeah, and you talking more about touring. You have done a lot of touring in the years and you're going to be doing a lot more touring. What have been some of your most memorable moments that you've had while out on tour?
Um, Most memorable, I think, some of the early stuff when I was like, oh, this is actually happening, I uh, like those when I was the most scared, those were pretty amazing. I've done some big like jingle ball type radio shows where it's like 20,000, 30,000 people. And it's like me and Gwen Stefani and the Black Eyed Peas. Like, it's like the whole like a whole radio thing. But some of those moments are pretty crazy. Like I opened up for Keith Urban and John Mayer once. It was just the three of us on the bill. I mean, that was like a dream bill. Like I toured with, I did a couple shows with Taylor Swift early on when she was a fan, and I just did her music video. And um, there's some moments like that that are really special. Like I actually stopped. I'm like totally sober now, and it's like the way I'm able to like keep touring. And my first few shows sober were so scary, and like so tough. And those were really memorable for me. But um I'm in this like, God, I don't mean to be cheesy because I wouldn't say this otherwise, but I'm in this mode now after taking those 6 years off, which I never took 6 years off ever since I was 15. I've been playing professionally and touring and stuff. And when now I'm like 41 and I like play these shows and truly like just about every night. Like I don't want to be like lame and be like every night, but I'm totally blown away at like how lucky I am to still get to be doing this because the crowds are so into it still. And they're not like thousands and thousands of people, but they're like, hundreds and they're all singing along and they're like selling out these clubs like around the world. And I mean, it's wild. It is really wild. I do feel like I'm starting all over again. Like I haven't felt this young on the road and nervous and excited like in so long because it's like it feels so wild. But it's
Well,
cool.
they're just more intimate shows when they're smaller.
Yeah, they are, and you really like feel the crowd. I mean, it's like they really have a part in the show when it's like a music club or a theater versus like a stadium or something
Hmm.
like that. Like the crowd changes it from night to night. I've opened for people on stadium tours, and it truly is the same show every night because there's not much the crowd can do to change the vibe. It's the same setup, same whatever, but the crowd like matters so much on these shows, and the show like ebbs and flows off of them. So you really have to be alive, you really have to be focused and on and with them. I equate it to like lion taming because you're like truly standing in front of a lion and being like, listen, this is what we're doing. You're in front of this scary beast, which is that night's crowd, and you're like taming them, getting them crazy, quieting them down again, sometimes losing control, trying to get it back. It's like it is a whole vibe.
Yeah, and crowds, they're full of fans. Now I'm curious is what's the craziest thing a fan has ever done or given you?
Oh, they're like throwing bras and stuff. They're doing that kind of stuff and broken backstage and things. I don't know what the craziest thing is. I've had some like fans like show up at my house to take pictures in LA and knock on my hotel room and stuff like that. And I'll probably think of it after this, but it's been pretty tame. Like I haven't had any crazy stalkers or anything wild. Everyone's been pretty cool. In fact, people comment a lot. They're like, your fans are very cool. And I do feel that. Like everyone feels very normal and cool. I don't know why, but it's
Guess
been
you didn't
pretty
get
cool.
any creepers
I didn't get any creepers yet. I didn't yet. Maybe I'll get
yet.
some.
There's still time.
Yeah.
Now, also, I had to ask this. Some may say you were a villain on One Tree Hill. So I'm curious, did you ever receive hate mail?
Oh my God, I got so much hate. I got so much hate. Mostly walking around airports, like people just, yeah, that's the craziest fan interactions is people hated me so much and would come up to me in person all the time and be like, I hate you. Like, not even be like, I'm not sure I really liked your character. They'd be like, I hate your character or I hate you. Like in the beginning, they didn't know that I was a musician or whatever. And it was overwhelming because I was like 19 or 20 and I was like, I knew I shouldn't have done this show. Like, and meanwhile, I was having so much fun being this villain. Like, I loved being an asshole on the show. It was so fun. Like, I had way too much fun doing it, but I didn't expect the reaction to be like that. And people really, really didn't like it. But then, the character got funnier and more endearing, and people ended up loving the character. Like, again, like, what? Why? Like, I don't get it, but he was so offensive, like, so cancelable. Um, and people loved him.
They
Like,
turned around, they started liking the bad boy.
they did. I think there's also something about that character that isn't truly bad. Like, you can kind of tell, like, oh, this dude's just lame, but in like a really endearing way. He's not going to be hurting anybody. He's just like, I don't know. There's something about the character. I loved it, and every script I got that was a new script of his, I got so excited to read it because I loved the character. I hope they do a reboot. They've been talking about it, and every time they tell me like Chris Keller storylines, like it makes me laugh because it's like, oh my God, I can't wait to hear what this guy's up to.
Can't wait. I hope they do a
So
reboot too.
so they haven't asked you to join the reboot, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they do. They have, and it's like I don't know. I don't. There's no script or anything, but they've been talking about a reboot forever, and every time it comes around, I get asked about it, and I'm always like, yeah, But like, there's no contract or script or anything yet, so I don't know what the deal is. But I'll hear storylines, or we're thinking about doing this or doing this, and I'm always like, yeah, that'd be amazing.
They
No,
just
So we'll
haven't
see.
pulled the trigger yet on the reboot,
yeah,
Chris.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now I have a couple very specific questions when it comes to not One Tree Hill, but your time you would have spent in Wilmington. So I spent 6 years there myself. Um, what were your favorite filming locations?
Oh, that's cool. The warehouse where we set up Trick is really great, and now it is Trick. It's like a One Tree Hill museum there, so that's beautiful. And we spent so much time there, and there's so many great memories there. So that's got to be one. Down on the river walk,
Mhm.
like we did some stuff on a casino boat, and all the stuff along the river walk, so beautiful, so great. Like I had like my CD shop down there on Front Street that my
Yeah.
character worked at.
I
Um,
I was curious about one thing, and maybe you weren't privy to it. So, the scenes that were filmed at those wooden tables at the Riverwalk. So like there's like bathrooms, and then there's like little wooden tables with benches on each side. Um, how the heck did you guys get rid of the bums that hang out there all day?
oh my
Because
God, that's so funny.
there was a restaurant right on the corner. I forget it's changed hands so many times at this point. On
I
the
know what you're
corner of
talking about.
what is that?
And like
Water
front
water and Market.
market, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bums would just hang out there. And my wife and I went to eat at this restaurant once, and it had balconies you could sit on.
Yeah, yeah.
And all I remember is just hearing the bums arguing. So when I saw that this was a filming location, I'm like, how did they get rid of them? How the heck? I know like the city can come out and be like, hey, you guys got to move, filming, blah blah. But those guys are relentless
That is
with their
so funny.
territory.
I
Probably paid him.
Yeah, they were extras. No, I mean they obviously clear that whole they lock down that whole street, for hours and probably like half a day setting up stuff with lights and camera trucks, and it's like a circus. They move a whole village in there. So I'm sure all that stuff is cleared out, but I remember that place. I went there once on like a date. I think I took a girl there and I felt so adult being at that restaurant.
Yeah,
Most of the time, like we were too noisy to be at that restaurant. Like it wouldn't work.
yeah, I forget what it was called. I don't remember what that restaurant was called at the
I don't
time, but
either.
it was like a light blue color paint on the
Yeah.
building. And yeah, like those wire framed
Yeah.
balconies that were
Balcony. Yeah.
I was kind of sketched out like sitting on one. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I
Very
can
like Pirates of the Caribbean looking, that like
yeah.
corner, I felt like. Yeah.
Yeah, and I always
The
wondered what would
ride.
happen like if you dropped food through that grated balcony just onto somebody passing underneath like enjoying their ice cream from Killwins and you just drop food and um what about outside of filming? What about like what were some of your favorite gems in Wilmington, like food or shops or?
Yeah, there's a place next to the Dixie Grill called Deluxe. It was like a
Hmm.
nice restaurant with it's like those ones with anyway, it has this glass windows and makes my heart heavy even thinking about it. It was such a beautiful place and we were there, every night. I stayed at this, my apartment ended up, especially the last season, was at this place called the Feed Store. It was right there, like it was the big yellow building. It said Feed Store on it. It was like an
Yep.
old vintage building. And so I was like half a block from Deluxe, but we all would end up there every night and would, you know, be there after hours and um yeah, and we just there was a couple places there that we just kind of felt like we owned, like and I felt like this was always a mark of feeling like you were cool. It's like if you got to like stay after hours and smoke cigarettes in the bar afterwards, it was like, oh man, like we're really cool and like nobody gets to do this, Deluxe was that place for us where it was like we would eat dinner there, we would hang until closing, and then we would hang with the bartender Aaron till late, and he was like one of our um, you know, part of our group. This guy, he was like our age, but like such a classy bartender. Like, he was so classy. He was the best. We just loved him. And he died of like a brain aneurysm or something crazy like 5 or 6 years ago. No, it was before the pandemic. And it was just so sad because it was like, oh my God, we had so many great memories with him there. But yeah, the cast hung at Deluxe, like, I mean, literally every night. It was insane. That the amount of time we spent there. I think about the amount of our paychecks that ended up there too, so dumb. But yeah, we were at Deluxe so much and now it's something else. But yeah, in fact, we were just there for it's called something else, but it's still the same bar setup, table setup, still fancy dining or something. And Bethany Joy Lenz was having her birthday there when we were all there like a couple months ago, and it's just crazy walking in there. Um, but yeah, at Tower Seven at the beach, we would be there a lot. Mexican food is great, and I mean, all those bars along that street, like especially when we first started the show, we were all college age, so we were in those college bars just making memories that we would quickly forget because of just the craziness, just doing college people stuff. And it was such a fun time, before social media. I think we had razor phones, you know what I mean? Like there wasn't any way to capture any of that stuff. And so there was a lot of losing people. I thought we were supposed to meet these people there, but I can't find them. Things that like technology solves now. Then it was like they're not picking up. I don't know where, it was just a lot of adventure and a lot of like stumbling around and beautiful times. But that whole street, every time I go there for a convention, I'm like walking around like, oh my God, this is so nostalgic.
Yeah, I haven't been back in a while. You mentioned Tower 7. That's Wrightsville Beach, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah,
Yeah.
man, fancy area.
Yeah.
At one point my wife and I accidentally drove on a figure eight island and
Oh, wow.
we're like we don't belong here.
Yeah. Like, is that Al Gore?
Um, but yeah,
Yeah, there's a
so
lot of, yeah, that's a cool island.
yeah, and I'm curious, now that you're, with touring and everything, was there anywhere in Wilmington that you would love to play that you discovered while you were there? Now you're like, oh, it'd be so cool to play a show there.
Oh, not really, because there was just kind of a lot of college bars before. Now there's more venues there now. Like I play at the Real Cafe on the rooftop there. We've done that a few times and it's been
That's
so
sweet.
great. And there's like a little half shell amphitheater on the water now, and we've played there. And it was great. There was like another little half shell amphitheater in some park somewhere, and we played there. And yeah, so and there's nowhere we've done like we played this beautiful church there. I don't know the names of any of these places. There's just a lot of great venues there, and but nowhere that comes to mind that I haven't played that I really want to there. But I was kind of thinking about because Kate Vogel and I are going on tour in September and doing like a world tour through the spring of next year, celebrating the music of One Tree Hill. And we've just been talking. Last night we were talking about ending it all in Wilmington next spring, like making that the last show of the world tour, maybe at Trick at that. warehouse that's strict. So I don't know. We're talking about that because we love playing there.
That'd be
That'd be
pretty
sweet.
sweet.
It would be really fun.
Yeah.
I
I
got
all
into
I,
I got into Kate Vogel because of One Tree Hill.
Oh, cool.
I remember loving her stuff.
She's great. Yeah, she's great. It's really fun playing with her because she's really good.
What were you gonna say, Chris?
I don't remember. It's gone. It's gone.
His thought is gone because I interrupted him.
Yeah, it's fine.
Now, I heard you were filming a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you can share about it or no?
Yeah, man. It's a I mean, I haven't seen it, but it felt like a good one. It's a Lifetime Christmas movie, but but I don't know. Like it was beautiful and like different than any of the Christmas movies I've been in thus far and different than any of the ones that I've seen. It's like a it feels like a I don't know, movie in theaters. Like it's really I don't know, it felt like really deep and beautiful. It's called, I mean, right now the working title is Christmas at Keller Ranch, which is random because it's like Chris Keller. But I play this like the girl in it is Ariel Kebel, and she's I'm like this hockey player, this like legendary hockey player, and I get injured, and I have to go to this horse ranch to like to do equine therapy to kind of get rehabbed. Um, and it's like this really cool, like beautiful journey, and like the stuff I got to do in the movie was unbelievable. Like, got to be like film all this pro hockey stuff, like had to get my like hockey chops up and do all this hockey playing, which is not something I normally do. Like there's no music in this, it's like I'm just um, you know, yeah, so I just had to do full athletics, and then after I get injured had to go full horse vibe, like ended up on this horse ranch for a bunch of filming. And Ariel is really into horses, really good with like all that kind of like healing stuff. Um and so I felt like I was just along for the journey on this movie. Like Ariel in real life was teaching me all this stuff about horses and helping me get comfortable with them. And I was doing the crazy stuff on horses in this movie, like riding blindfolded, riding with no, riding bareback, like teaching the horse how to do like a line dance and like getting the horse. I mean, and I was on a like a what are they like a Clydesdale? It's a big horse. I'm a big dude, like 6'2", 6'3". This horse was big. Um, so it's a beautiful movie, and I just I mean we keep talking about it. The director and Ariel and I, like, since then we've all been like a little bit changed from it, and we can't wait for it to come out. And I think everyone says it's coming out great, but it was a really beautiful movie. I haven't been so excited for something to come out in a while, but we'll be out in Thanksgiving probably on Lifetime, but
Yeah.
it's
I
cool.
mean, I'm a big Christmas, movie, Hallmark, Lifetime, whatever.
This is cool, and Lifetime's cool because I think they can be a little edgier than Hallmark and do some stuff, and it's like steamy, like it gets pretty like hot, and
Mm.
this isn't just like a Christmas kiss at the end. It's like, it's like gets pretty cool there. And yeah, and I mean the way even just the stuff I've seen, like the way it feels like a hockey movie, it feels like a horse movie. Like it's pretty much if you're a fan of hockey or horses, like there's a lot of both, and it looks really good and real and fast and just and scary. And the hockey team I was on, these guys were great, it's just like it is intense, so it's cool. It's really
Well, now I'm
cool.
excited because I like hockey and horses, so.
Oh my God. Yes, it's a hockey and horse Christmas I kept joking around about. So that's what it is, but it's great. It's really fun.
And now, normally we would ask something like, "What's the craziest thing you've seen while performing on stage?" And we'd love to hear that. But if you would also want to share something like, "What's the craziest thing you've seen while filming anything?" Whether it's, cast and crew infighting or whatever the case may
Yeah, oh
be.
my God. I was on a show once, and I won't say the show because I don't want to, but I was on this show once, and the two leads of this show, they hated each other, and they would fist fight often, and it was so intense and awkward to be around because they would break up scenes by just going at each other. And it was, oh my God, it was absolute mayhem. And to be like just someone working on that set, like I was just a guy, in it, um, it was truly, truly awkward. And it wasn't like once or twice, like it continued to happen. So it would get pretty wild. That was probably the wildest thing I did. Um yeah, I probably witnessed filming. And then on stage, like um I don't know, on stage. I don't feel like stuff has gone too crazy. Oh, I think the craziest thing I ever did on stage, I'll tell you like a brief story real quick. Like when I was 15, I was on this radio show, and this is where I got my start because I called in to win Johnny Lang tickets. I was like a kid, and I really wanted these Johnny Lang tickets, and I would cover this Johnny Lang song at the coffee houses. So I sang them the song on the air. They were like, "You won the tickets." So I went to the concert, and they asked me to come back and tell them how the concert was. And then they were like, "You have a good voice. Like, do you sing other songs?" And I was like, "Yeah, I write songs." And I played them some songs I wrote. And then that's how I got my start. And they were like, "Oh man, you got to start coming into the studio and playing the songs you wrote like crazy." And so I would drive up to LA from Palm Springs, where I'm from. It was nationally syndicated, the show. And I would play them my songs. And to them, it was a bit like this 15-year-old kid, kind of like your poetry book. They just thought it was funny to hear this freshman in high school's songs on his acoustic guitar about girls he had crushes on. Well, one time I played the song, and they were like, "What's that song about?" And I was like, "Well, I met this girl. I didn't actually even meet her, but I saw this girl. She worked at the Southwest Airlines ticket counter, and I'm 15, so this girl must have been like 26. And I fell in love with her, and I didn't get her name, and so I wrote this song called "Not Getting Your Name." And I played it for them, and they were like, "Is that a true story?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "We got to find her." And I was like, "Oh, please don't do that." Like I was like, "Oh, well, I didn't actually even meet her." So they are live on air, and this is like syndicated across the country, and they're trying to find this girl. They're calling the Southwest ticket counter in Seattle where I met her, and or where I saw her, and they're trying to get this girl's name. Whatever, it doesn't happen. So like, oh well, I guess it didn't work out. Right as I'm about to leave the studio, this girl calls in, the actual girl, and I'm mortified because like she doesn't even know. Whatever. So I have to talk to her on the air, and I guess it's good radio for them, but I'm dying inside. So like 6 months later, they have this big Christmas show, and they asked me to perform live at it. It's at the Wiltern in LA, this big theater, and I'm come out and I start playing that song, and I'm 16 at this point, and they stop the song like right in the middle of the first verse, and they're like, "Just relax, man. You seem really nervous." And I'm like, "Oh shit." Like I feel nervous now. I guess it's showing. I didn't realize. And they're like, "Well, we don't want to make you any more nervous, but we actually flew this girl down from Seattle, and we want you to perform it for her." So they brought this girl out on stage who I've never met before. I just thought she was cute. And she sits on a stool on stage, and I have to play this song for her in front of the whole crowd. And it's live on radio. I just about died. And of course, I met her afterwards, and I was like, "Hey, I'm Tyler." Like, I'm so sorry about all this. And she's like, "It's fine, or whatever. Nice to meet you." But so awkward. But yeah, I mean, that was definitely like the wildest thing that's still ever happened to me because I was like, "This is so wrong." Like my worst nightmare. But
How old did she end
what
up
happened?
being?
Yeah, like mid 20s or something. I
Yeah.
don't even know, but she was,
So you
or
got
maybe
this
she was
underage
21, but
boy
seemed,
singing to an older
yeah,
woman.
yeah. And they like thought it was so funny, like this guy's got such a crush on you. I mean, thank God she was a good sport, but they like flew her down, put her up, like a whole thing, just so she would come out for this bit. I mean, they even talking about it is like, I don't know where she is. Yeah, so she must be like 10 years older than me, so in her early 50s somewhere. I don't know. It's crazy. I wonder where she
Well, you
is.
should find her
That's,
again.
yeah, what was her name? I know it was Amy, spelled Aimee, and I can't remember her last name, but
Should
yeah.
be like, Amy, I want to talk to you again. How are you doing?
Yeah. Come out on stage. Let me sing this song to you again that I wrote in 2000.
Right? Years later, see where
Oh my
Amy's at.
God. Yeah, she's gonna have like her AARP card like pretty soon here. It's gonna be like two old people singing to each other.
At least you're of age now, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh my God.
Could write a follow-up song. Where are you, Amy?
Yeah, I got your name, but didn't get to say I was sorry.
There
Oh
you
my
go.
God.
Gosh.
We're gonna help you write your next hit.
Yeah.
So the next two questions are a little bit more left field. Through our interviewing with people, we like to get sidetracked and go on tangents. We accidentally found kind of sort of a hot topic that can either get people really upset or they're really excited about. Um, so let's say you're really really hungry. I don't know, it's 11 o'clock, you haven't eaten, and you're like, oh, I need some food. You go to your freezer, you find a bag of French fries in your freezer. You're like, you know what, I'm gonna pop them in the air fryer. Let's make some French fries. What are you dipping those guys in?
Dang. I love that. You know what I like? Barbecue sauce. Maybe barbecue sauce and mayonnaise just to thin it out a little bit, but French fries and barbecue sauce. I'm also a mustard guy. I love dipping fries
Oh,
in
Chris,
mustard.
he's a mustard guy.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Oh, okay, so there's a second
I'm
Is
a
there a
dip.
barbecue
quiz for
sauce girl,
that?
just so you know.
You're a barbecue sauce girl.
Yep.
I'm
Maybe
a
I'm a, what are you again? A Raven's paw or something? Or what was it? What was it?
Ravenclaw.
I never did get through the Harry Potter books. I keep meaning to start those at some
Did you
point,
watch the
but
movies?
no, I didn't. I didn't.
It might be easier to just
Yeah,
watch the
you're right.
movies.
yeah,
I'm waiting
for
for my
sure.
daughter's old enough and I can start just reading them to her.
There you go.
Like, I've heard somewhere that that was the main reason millennials wanted to have kids, so they had someone to read Harry Potter to. And I was kind of like putting that off until then, also. Like, oh, I'll have kids, I'll read it to them, but we'll see. Okay, so hit me.
So the other one that we've accidentally discovered, we start talking about weird food combinations. It started with the fries, and then
Mm,
there was a YouTuber that asked AI to give him weird food combinations that were, I think he said gross. I can't remember. And one of the ones that it came up with was mustard on a banana. And so he's like, this is going to be disgusting. Absolutely no way. But he goes and he does it, and he's like, actually, that's not bad. And so I see this and I'm like, now I gotta try. He's saying it's not bad. I'm gonna go. So I go and I get banana and like yellow. I did straight yellow mustard at first, just a little bit, like toothpaste brushing amount, on maybe like an inch, 2 inch section of a banana.
okay.
The flavors cancel each other out to me. Now other people have like been saying you're absolutely insane. This is shit. But
You
I
mean so it tastes like, what does it taste more sweet or sour or what's it like?
Nothing. Not it to me it cancels out the flavors. Like you get a little bit of the banana and maybe a very very little bit of the mustard, but it almost turns it into like a to me a flavorless mush. Um
Well, it definitely
Whoa.
wasn't flavorless when I tried it.
you put a lot on.
I probably did put too much mustard
Didn't
on
you
my
put
banana.
didn't you put almost a whole like packet
No,
on?
A packet. I forgot about packets of mustard.
I don't
That's what
keep
you did
mustard.
instead of like a bottle of mustard.
I don't keep mustard in my house because I don't really eat
Okay, so
it.
eat.
So I just stole a packet from a food place and used that.
Perfect.
Now
Perfect.
we did have this band from Germany on and we mentioned this and they tried it. Now, to be fair, the guy loves mustard. It came up in the conversation that he just likes mustard. And so they sent us a video of them doing it, and he was all about it. Um, the girl hated it. She even tried it twice and still didn't like it. But then he one ups it and puts peanut butter on the banana and then puts mustard on that.
Ooh. Now that for some reason started sounding a little good.
Well, I mean,
Um,
banana and peanut butter would be good. I don't know about the added mustard though.
well, I feel like then the peanut butter, now you're in like a salty world. So now you've taken the banana and made it savory, and now you're just adding some mustard to like a savory little treat. Like I'm kind of following now. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well,
So I
you're
know I don't
welcome.
know if you're asking if I've tried that. I've never tried that.
You're welcome to try it if you'd like. And let us
I
know how it
should.
goes.
Okay, if I do, I will. I will definitely. I'm obviously going to be thinking about that every time I eat a banana now. Next time I have mustard in the area, I'll squirt a little toothpaste amount on and try it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make sure it's a small amount. You can't go crazy, otherwise it
Somewhere
does.
between a toothpaste and a packet, but not up to a packet.
No.
Definitely not a packet. No.
Feel free to videotape it and send it to us. No, just
Okay, for sure.
kidding.
That's amazing.
We've had many people tell us they're totally gonna try it, and we haven't had too many try it, but you win some, you
Well,
lose some, right?
yeah, you got to put it out there.
Gotta see if anyone wants to take the challenge. Right, Chris?
I would love to try it.
Yeah.
I'd be curious
Uh,
because you said you like mustard, so I'd be curious to know if you.
I do like mustard. I don't have it here, else I'd do it right here for you, but I don't have either mustard or bananas here.
It's all good.
I have taken to keeping salt in my purse, though. I keep like a purse with me, and I just take my own salt with me everywhere, and I just love it when I tour because like big, nice, flaky salt makes everything better. And they always just have that nasty little table salt places, but I just bring my own out. But I used to keep it in a baggie, and pulling out this like baggie of like white powder, like every time I was eating like at airports and stuff, like it got a little hairy. So I now I have a full like salt grinder I keep in my purse everywhere, and it's amazing.
I'm
One
surprised
of
they
my
let you
favorite
bring
ones.
a salt grinder on a
I
flight.
know, I know. You're right. But I mean, it's not
It's not a
technically a
liquid.
weapon. It's
Yeah.
not a liquid.
Because it doesn't it have to be doesn't that apply to liquids
Yeah, liquids
like
and
the
sharp
size?
objects. And it's not a bomb, so I think I'm good. Dude, what is up with planes nowadays? It's like every other day there's like something going down, and something just happened yesterday, and there was like an engine on fire in LA last week. I'm like, what?
I feel like they're just televising it more because things are
You
happening
think?
more. You're just
I
not,
was
you're
wondering that
hearing
too,
about
but
it more now.
I was wondering that too, but I was like, yeah, maybe. Let's go. I hope so. Let's go with
I
that.
hope so
'Cause
too, because I don't want to think about it when I have to fly to Orlando in November.
yeah, I think that piece of the window flying off on that Alaska Airlines one, like that really, really messed with me. You know what I mean? Like I definitely don't sit at the window seats as much anymore because of that. Like that affected me a little bit. That was wild. And they said that it like sucked someone's shirt off. Oh my God. Can you imagine how terrifying that would be? Anyway,
Whoever was in charge of that safety inspection at Boeing, were they fired? Because they should have been, first of all. Um,
can't be
but yeah,
doing that.
that's
Like,
no.
We're
yeah,
just talking about
some.
planes right now, and Chris is terrified of
Yeah,
flying
I don't fly.
Oh,
I won't get
for
on
all
one.
these reasons we're talking about.
that's
No,
why you guys haven't
it's
met in
actually
person.
not. No, I mean it's not that far of a drive. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that far of a drive. It's like from here to Wilmington, if you will.
Yeah.
Um, but I just no, I think when it comes down to it, I think it's a control thing. Like
Mhm.
I don't have control of the flying death metal, like the metal death wiener that's flying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in a car, at least I can see it's probably going to happen, and I can be like, "Oh shit, here we go." And in a plane, you're going down for how long? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I guess assuming that whatever's wrong with the plane, it's not recoverable and you're going down that whole time, which I don't think happens that often. I think like plane crashes are either like instant, like into the side of a mountain, or like a bomb or something. Or I don't know how many of them it's like, whoa, the engine's on fire, we can't recover. And the whole way down, you guys are like, oh, we're crashing.
yeah,
But
what I'm really shocked, what I think they should do, not that I'm any kind of aeronautics expert. Um, why don't they have like something that's like double turnkey? Because planes are made to be able to glide. If something's going wrong, if the engines die, they can glide for like
mm,
17 miles or something like that. Um, why don't they just have like in the event of like an engine fire and the plane's going to burn up, why don't they have something where it's like double lock key, like you're doing a nuke that just makes the engine drop off the plane? You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
there's something on fire from the outside, just drop it. But
They have so I was getting my pilot's license for a while, and so like learned a little bit about it, but they like have, like fire extinguisher stuff in the engine so you can spray that stuff and get it, whatever out. But yeah, the gliding is like a big part of it. And they like, you can glide. It made me feel a lot better. The first time I went up in a plane, I was learning to fly. Like I was so afraid that if the propeller stopped, we would drop like a rock out of the sky. Like I didn't realize even at that point that it's like a paper airplane, that like those things can glide for a long, long time. Which is cool and like super reassuring because I didn't even know that about airlines either. Like even those things up there, like they can be cruising for a long time with zero else going on, which is pretty wild. So I don't know. I don't know why they don't. I wonder if it's because it's just extra things to go wrong. Like what if something got loose on that mechanism and the engine fell off anyway? Like I think they try to make them as simple as possible so the least amount of things can go wrong as they can while also making things safe. But they do say flying in a commercial airline, those little planes are like dangerous, like
yeah.
on par with like motorcycles because they break down a lot. But commercial airlines, that is like the safest way to travel, they say.
They say.
There's so many safety checks and stuff, but I hear you.
Yeah, because it's like air commercial airline number one safest way, and then it's like trains, and then it's something before cars. I can't remember what the next thing
Buses.
is. No,
Dude, a train accident seems like a nightmare to me. Like those, that freaks me out. Trains. Wow. God, we have covered absolutely everything tonight.
Well, almost everything.
so,
What
Our
are you even
last,
going to
our
title this
very last
episode?
question is one of our most popular questions.
I
The very
can't
last
wait.
question we have for you is, what is your favorite dinosaur?
What a great question. God, what a great, absolute great question. Um, God, man, what is my favorite? I used to probably like really have one, but now it's just basic. Like, I like that water brontosaurus thing. I always thought those would look really cool. It's like a brontosaurus looking thing, but it swims. That's cool. Brachiosaurus, I think, is the really tall brontosaurus one. They always had like a cute vibe, I thought. Um,
Chris, what's the swimming one? You should know this, right?
you know what I mean? Isn't there like a swimming like one with the long neck or
Yeah,
something?
it's kind of like Nessie, like the Loch Ness
yeah, I
Yes.
don't
Monster.
I don't remember what it is. I'm gonna look it up.
Chris usually knows
Uh,
these things. He's
I do.
slightly,
maybe did I make it up? Did I like draw it as a kid and just assume it was
Um,
real?
no, it's real. It's real. I know
it's
what you're talking about.
it's the plesiosaur.
Yeah, okay.
Is it plesiosaur or plesiosaur?
Ooh,
I'll
please and
hit
thank
up
you.
our paleontologist friend and get back to you on that.
Yeah, crazy enough, we had a paleontologist on.
No way. Wow,
It
that's
was
really
fun. It was
cool.
fun talking with him. He's a younger guy, but he knows his dinosaurs.
It's unbelievable. We tell kids so much about crazy stuff that's like not true. And I don't know if we should focus more on dinosaurs because it's crazy that that is real. Like it's crazy that dinosaurs exist. That's just like it sounds fake, like no, no, for real. A long time ago there were these crazy scary monsters that ruled the earth. Be like, no way. Like no way. But instead we're like there's an Easter bunny or whatever it is. I mean, sure, if whatever, like there's a tooth fairy, but like there actually was a plesiosaur or whatever it's called. Like there actually was pterodactyls. Like we don't need to go in on dragons so hard. Like there were pterodactyls. Like that's crazy. Absolutely crazy that's like, and like for so long. You know, they were
Mm-hmm.
around for so long. Crazy. I can't even wrap my head around it. Thanks
It
for
is
reminding me.
crazy. I
We should
know.
remind ourselves. We should have like a dinosaur day. That should be a national holiday or something, just so we remind ourselves that that shit was real.
There
That'd be
probably is a
awesome.
dinosaur day. I bet there is one.
June
There's
1st.
I was gonna say there's a national day for like everything.
I know, but it needs to be like a real government banks closed holiday, not like a, did you
Yeah,
know
get off of
today is
work too.
national, like your second best friend day, or whatever.
And everyone gets like a free inflatable T-Rex costume
Yeah.
subsidized by the government.
Yeah, I mean, it should even probably be bigger than Christmas. Like, we should have a whole thing around it. Like, we all dress up as dinosaurs and we act out stuff, like the the meteor, something, because it's real, and we can all agree. Like, every religion, like, there's no one that's like, no, I don't believe in that. We all like agree that there were dinosaurs. That's crazy.
It is true. We all believe it. Well,
We
there's
all believe, we
evidence
all know
too,
it.
but there's
And
evidence.
there's no one like, no, they're not even like flat earthers. Like, I don't think there are people that are like, yeah, my thing is I don't believe in dinosaurs. Like, I don't even think that's a group. I don't
I don't
know.
know. I've never met anyone that's not believed in dinosaurs. Have you, Chris?
Um,
It would be great to just be that person now, just to infuriate people, be like, I don't believe it.
yeah, that's a very complicated story, but yes, I do know somebody um
Wow.
who doesn't believe they're
I'm
real.
so intrigued. That's how you set that up.
You set that up. But that was our last question, our
Oh my
very
gosh.
final question. I know it was the most important one ever.
Thank you guys. That was a lot, but a lot of fun.
We
We
like
try
to
to be
hear
fun.
that.
And if you want to know the story about why I think my parents never had sex and who this friend was, you can hang out after we cut recording if you'd like.
But yes, thanks again for coming
Favorite.
on. If there's anything you want to say prior to me cutting recording, your time is now.
Oh, I don't think so. God, I think I said everything. But I'm on Instagram and stuff, so follow along. And I'll be announcing more stuff there.